He has an ego, or Tanisha seems to be landing up in problem just because she has an ego. We hear such comments so very often. And when we hear them, what do we feel about the ego? We feel as if it's a scourge that has to be avoided, that the ego is something that the cat has got from the cellar. But if somebody says Tanisha has a bloated ego or a fragile ego, seems a little more practical, more crystallized, more acceptable. A warm hello to all of you, dear friends. Today we are going to talk about the ego. Let's unravel the mystery of this ubiquitous, omnipresent part of yet another puzzle, the mind. Before we talk about ego, let's talk about the members of the various regions of the mind. We have the unconscious, which is the deepest part of the mind, contains a large number of incidents which seemingly have a trivial effect, but actually they have a very strong effect on our attitude. In fact, they shape our personalities in a way that we cannot figure out. It happens slowly. They shape our personalities. It contains a large number of incidents of unresolved issues which keep cropping up in some form or the other. Now, in this dark region, which has got layers, in the chasms of this region lie two opposite parties, two warring members. On one hand, you have the superego, the critical, the highly moralistic, godlike superego. The Zarathustra, the Christ, the Shiva, the Moses, or the Christ, or anybody who could tell you exactly how you are supposed to be. You can imagine the superego passing comments like, no, not this. This should not be done this way. This should be done this way. This is a superego. At the other end of the spectrum, you have the id, the it, the animal-like, unbridled it. Contains a large number of unorganized, instinct-based kind of responses which require immediate gratification. It doesn't see reason, it just wants the most depraved whim of his to be satisfied. For instance, you are on a diet and you are supposed to avoid anything gooey, anything decadent. The id tells you, come on, go ahead. Don't bother too much about what will happen. Just have it. Don't bother about the consequences. And the it tells you to jump the line and do it. And between these two extremes, on the layer about the subconscious or about the unconscious, lies the ego, the member of the subconscious. He is like a mediator between the animal-like instincts of the id and the god-like moral stance of the superego. The ego does the job of pacifying both on a day-to-day basis at every particular moment. Well, for example, in the same case of a cheat, if the id tells you, come on, go ahead, feast on the gooey thing, and the superego says, no, you're not going to do because it's not ethical to cheat. What does the ego do? The ego tells you, have one, and that's it, and compensate for it tomorrow. Burn out all the calories and see to it that you go on a faster or rather more rigorous diet tomorrow to compensate for it. Perfect, ideal, but does it really happen that way? Assuming that the ego can do it well, but what if the ego cannot manage to do this job of mediating and resolving the issue? And this is what is the process of ego management. How we can make the ego manage to mediate between the two. And we are going to talk about this. We are going to allow all these thoughts of the regions of the mind and the three members of the mind to sink into us. Think about it, introspect, and then you will share your views with us through our channel Anand, and we can have a fabulous brainstorming session. So please keep viewing, please keep sharing, please keep liking, and do subscribe to this channel. Have a wonderful day ahead.